Welcome back to Pomsetay Podcast Sussex with two pretty D's.
Hi everyone, how are you doing today?
Well, we'd like to bring you episode 4, all about Dysfunction Junction. And when I mean dysfunction, this royal family, in spades. But before we get started, we do want to thank all of our new subscribers and likes and all of the feedback.
Yes, and all the comments that you left. We only had 2 negative comments and one, really weird, and we deleted them because we figured they didn't like us, so they could go find.
There's other places they can go and hate.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not here.
Exactly.
But like we said about Dysfunction Junction, how could such a family, take such 2 beautiful people and try to destroy them?
Because one was black. It was a simple question. But
It is.
We love looking at pictures of Harry and Meghan, especially. We don't have a whole lot of pictures of young Meghan, but we have enough, and we have so many of young Harry.
I know.
I just absolutely love them.
I know.
It looks like he was a boy.
It does.
The one who could get in trouble, the one who probably beat up his older brother.
Yep. And I love how Meghan is both in tune with his silliness and goofiness.
Exactly.
And just doting on him the way his mom. Maybe not in that fashion, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, especially when they had the interview.
Exactly.
Because they, you could see a little bit of that come out, and it wasn't a competition or anything. It wasn't like, you're higher than me, I'm lower than you. It was
Exactly.
it was 2 people getting together, and that's what we love about it.
I know. And when they got engaged, this announcement, it was like, this is the next thing. This is where we need to go as part of the Commonwealth.
Right. And then after that, one of the things I thought was really good is that Harry took Meghan out on walkabouts. They weren't even married, but he took her out and to introduce him to his country.
Exactly.
She lived in Canada. She went to England, to work sometimes, well, I guess it was for Ralph Lauren publicizing stuff. But she never really lived there, didn't understand, wasn't fully immersed in the culture, and she was going to be. So he took her out, and the welcome that she received was awesome.
I know. And then just for happiness for Harry.
Exactly.
He found someone.
Exactly. And someone that would fit in.
Yes, because he was looking for someone that would work with him.
Someone that was like him. He wanted a wife. He wanted someone who was ambitious.
Yes.
And Meghan is ambitious. Someone who had street creds, on all the philanthropy and all of the different organizations
that she's worked with prior to even meeting him.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you look back at some of the historic side-by-side activities that they both were involved in, they were kind of on the same place.
Exactly.
Doing some of the same things.
Same work and same passions. And the fact that, when they met each other, she was supporting all of his efforts as well as vice versa for her.
True.
Yes. I mean, the Invictus Games was just,
Exactly.
to have that introduction.
But then at the same time, in the background, while they're doing all these things to plan their wedding,
shenanigans.
Yeah. The royal family put together a plan. It was just, they were constantly planning behind the scenes to do really mean, awful stuff.
So like we said, we promised we would give you a diagram of the breakdown of some of this dysfunction, right? This is their fail number 1. Fail number 1 really was William trying to be ugly and get Harry to leave Meghan. But the fact that he put it into a full operational plan to cancel this wedding, that is where...
and it was operational because it wasn't by chance. Of course, he spoke to Harry about, she's not the one. He got his uncle he tried to get his uncle to talk to Harry. I don't know if he actually did.
Nope.
And then little Miss Evil.
Yes.
And I pretty much think that she was behind all of it because now she would have to compete with somebody who she clearly knew was way above her. Educationally, artistically, with talent, everything. You know, here's a woman that could speak a whole sentence and can.
I was waiting for it.
Right.
Yes, who could speak clear sentences. Matter of fact, can give a speech without needing the notes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And so they engaged this one fellow from Texas now. Texas, where all the nasty people come from, evidently.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, Texas. I'm in Texas and I'm not nasty, so I'm sorry, Texas. Just Jason.
It's just
and all the people who were involved in the insurrection.
yes, those insurrectionists. Yeah.
But don't come for me, Texas, please.
No.
But you know, this Jason fella, he worked in New Zealand before. He was also part of the British Royal Treasury. He worked in Scotland. And then he worked for the Cambridges. But I think there was a sense of trust there for Meghan, thinking that this person is American.
US,
exactly.
Yes.
The
And
fact
we
that
could have a commonality.
Right. Exactly.
And also doing some external work in other countries. And so, but in reality, he was the spy.
Exactly.
He was the plant.
Yeah, he was spreading news about it in the media. He was sending information out to the newspapers and saying,
also giving backup tabs to William.
Exactly.
Egghead.
Right.
to say stuff about.
And he was, now we know, the main contact for Thomas Markle. Who was doing all that crap.
Which Thomas did admit to on live television.
Not too long ago.
Yes.
The fake pictures, he cut off communication to his son-in-law, the man that's marrying your daughter. You don't talk to him. You don't go with his guy that he sent you a car to pick you up to bring you to England. You don't talk with him. You talk with his nasty brother-in-law.
Exactly.
And his brother, actually.
Yes.
And say all these negative things about Meghan. I
guess then released the letter to try to pretend like, she wasn't trying to support me or help me through this process, trying to victim shame her.
Right.
No, that's not what we're doing.
And they had two... another photographer, and I guess he was a paparazzi, and this Dylan Howard and Jeff Rayner to get together and work with Thomas Markle. So you have all of these things going in the background, all led by the Cambridges.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that is as ugly as you can make it. And the whole plan was to stop the wedding. Now I understand why they got married 3 days before. I mean, not 3 days before, but,
Yes, I believe it.
They had a ceremony privately.
But can we just say...
What?
Despite it all, that was the most beautiful day for a wedding. She looked gorgeous.
Exactly.
Look how poised she was coming down.
She was.
I mean,
and all the pictures taken at the wedding, at least... the majority of them, the one with her walking into the church, the one with them walking out, the one with them in the carriage. I mean, they were all, how should I say?
I don't know, but it can't top the lip bite.
Okay, yes. The lip bite with Harry. Harry did a whole lot of stuff. Harry lip bite, he said, I love you. I know. He said, you look wonderful.
Yes.
He whispered to her, and she was giving him little looks. I'm so glad they were in their own little world.
Yes.
Didn't listen to anybody. And
then the surprises.
Yes.
The surprises that we found out afterwards.
Yes.
But this was actually happening behind the scenes when they went to go and sign the certificates.
Right. I think...
this is when she became...
Princess
Meghan.
Princess Meghan. And I don't think she knew that.
She didn't know it. Look at her face.
Oh, yeah,
she
the surprise to show that.
Her
mom, Dory. Oh,
I remember the look on her face when she came back in the church, like, "Thank you, Jesus."
She had a oh yeah, yes, my
that's my girl. and
Harry,
yes, true gentleman.
A true gentleman. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. And I saw on Twitter, it wasn't so long ago, this is when they were, you saw the wedding, they did a comparison of William not helping Kate into the carriage in that big old dress. And Harry, as a gentleman, he stood up.
He did.
Yeah, he stood up and he helped Meghan into the carriage with her dress. It was mostly the veil, that was really long and cumbersome.
Right.
To get her in, seated, and he sat down. The other brother just sat down, and he was like, "Get yourself in here." The way, I mean, you want?
It's like, what are you doing? Like, get in.
Get it?
Yes,
exactly.
But and then when their first engagements and just how lovely they looked,
Oh,
just
yeah.
so in tune.
The style that she brought up. I mean,
Yes.
the new style. Exactly.
And mind you, this is still 50% less.
Exactly. Yeah, this is 50% less.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, the parallels were just undeniable.
With him and his mom, he found his soulmate.
Exactly. So, I'm really proud though of all the work they did, and they said, "Look, we're willing to do half in, half out."
But before that, they did a lot.
Oh yeah, they were knocking it out.
I thought they were out.
Ireland.
Yeah, I thought they were out more than the other four.
Yes.
Because they went in Ireland and they were so well received. I love the colors that she wore. She didn't overdo it in everything green.
No.
I love the way there was just such a humanity about them with the people. With those two beautiful dogs, one passed away.
I know. I was sad.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, God,
I
those
know.
dogs loved Meghan.
I know.
And Harry.
and they followed them around.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
it's just too adorable.
Whereas the other people, they didn't touch them. But let's not talk about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, all the other events that they were involved in, the Santa Ballet,
Right.
of course, with his other brother.
Yes.
Excuse me, his real brother.
His real brother.
Not Joe.
Yes.
But just the moments, again, both in tune with each other. And I remember at the end, okay, Harry wasn't looking at nobody. He wasn't trying to hold up no kind of trophy. He had his trophy right here. in this
Exactly.
beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wanted to kiss because that's what is expected. That's what they all do. And he wanted to kiss. And poor Nacho was trying to hand him the trophy. That was a picture that went around the world. That was so
You mean that was
funny.
the kiss that was heard around the world?
And the thing is, everything that he did in the UK, he's doing right now.
Exactly.
He just, Meghan wasn't there. She was at home with the kids, but he was able to do that.
And then, as they continue their work, it surprised me that they had to announce certain things. I get it. It's protocol, right? They have to announce that they're pregnant.
Sure, once she was safe.
Right.
Yeah.
But so they're in Australia and receiving all these wonderful gifts. And, just the moments where they kind of just were in tune with each other. I mean, how are you going to be in sync coming down some steps?
I know.
That's what I want to know.
Exactly. And them constantly looking at each other. And Harry was looking at Meghan like, yeah, she's beautiful. How did I get you to marry me? What was wrong with you
Yes.
It's like,
Yes. How did I get you?
yeah.
Yes.
Everything about her, he loved actually, not just her physical beauty, how she looked, but carrying
caring
herself,
nature.
her
Look
caring nature,
Yes.
and her work ethic.
Yes.
They're two workhorses.
Yes.
The two of them.
I know. I mean, and to go to all those different places during that. I mean,
Yeah.
you go from Australia to all the different islands in Oceania.
Exactly, and she's pregnant.
I know.
Not one did she call out sick and say, you know what, I'm having that thing that you get in the morning, that
Right.
really, really horrible. Even if she was, maybe she's not a person that gets that horrible morning sickness. But I think in one picture I saw she looked, I had a bad morning.
Right. But, she toughed it out and, they continued on.
And they were still just always looking at each other. Always looking at each other.
Always looking at each other. But this moment, for sure.
It was when they were on the balcony of the...
This is the moment that Harry had said in the Oprah interview that he realized the royal family just went left. Little did he know that they already had an Operation Wedding already going, right?
Yeah, so they had to move on to another operation.
Well, because they failed in that attempt. But, the fact that they went...
I thought when she walked out on that balcony and she was in that white dress and that white hat and everybody was...
just so enamored.
Yes, because the Queen did something like that.
The Queen did do that.
I think that's when it went sideways.
Yes.
Yeah, it went sideways for Will and Kate because nobody ain't ever did that.
I know.
And let me tell you something. The way that young man was looking at Meghan,
I know.
he's like, oh, you remember that? Oh, I saw it on Twitter. It's actually streaming right now. It started today, where Meghan is doing a quiz with this young lady when she was before she met him.
Yeah.
And she's like she's asking her a series of questions, and this one question she said, William or Harry? And Meghan was like, I don't know. And the girl whispered, Harry, and she said, okay, Harry. And it's like, look how serendipity.
Yes.
I don't know what you would call it.
Serendipity.
But he's looking at his baby mama. Little did she know when she did that thing, it was like, yeah,
I know, right?
You're gonna be his baby mama.
But ever since he met her, it's been all eyes on
Meghan, yeah,
and I'm here for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You know, he checking out him. He's checking out the breasts. He's checking out everything. It's like, no, you didn't just say breasts. I didn't.
But yes, no, I mean, I totally get it. I
Right.
totally get the love.
Exactly.
But, you know, it continued on. You know.
The third tour they did just before, they did the Morocco tour.
Yes.
Okay, and then that's when she wore the beautiful blue dress.
I know.
And
she got to meet with the king of Morocco.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
his son, the prince, and then,
right.
you know, his cousin, his sister.
And just to give you a backstory, I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
The queen went to meet the king also.
Okay.
QE2, and he stood her up. She was sitting out there in the hot sun. They must have been mad at England at that time.
Yes.
Because she was sitting out in the hot sun and he never showed up. I don't know what excuse he made. Or even if they did make an excuse, he never showed up. This guy showed up.
Not only did he show up, he brought the whole crew.
Exactly. He had his brothers, his sisters,
I'm telling you, the cousins and stuff in the back. And they all in the back, waiting to hang out.
And feed Meghan.
And then, but they had a great time and just the bonding.
Yes.
The moments together.
And they, you know, also treated the people in their country with respect. And Meghan and Harry is all about young people, and it doesn't have to be young people in the UK or young people in the US. It's young people anywhere.
Globally.
Because they're the future, and
Yes.
they want to, everything they want for their people from their culture is what they want for everyone else.
Right.
You know, which I think is you don't normally find people like that. You don't,
and it's rare. And to have it come back, you know, so many, you know, and have that passion, because I think Diana had that same type of passion.
Right.
So for Harry to find Meghan and them both be on that same page,
it was glorious.
and I think even, you know, double time when you know, knowing that they were pregnant with Archie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So while they were pregnant with Archie, all of the craziness was going on in the background.
Ooh, y'all, let's talk about that dysfunction.
Yeah, and this is plan number 2 went into place.
Yes.
And still we have Jason Loft in the picture. He's bullying Meghan with all these claims. Still putting out what's the media putting out over 100 news articles a day?
That takes a toll on a person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Harry said he always used to check them.
Yes.
And so it's not only the media. You had Thomas Markle. You had a sister with her craziness showing up at Kensington Palace or wherever she would try to show up. And you had the guy. She had her lawsuit going. I don't know if her lawsuit was going then, but the guy was claiming to, yes, I authored her letter. Yes, I did this. And
right. And just all the lies that she couldn't go out and protect herself
against. And people were saying, Meghan, you're not being protected. And she's like, no, they're protecting me. But
they weren't.
Right.
And the fact that that it was all internal happening against her. They were trying to make her fail.
Exactly.
And
they were trying to destroy her and her baby.
Exactly.
To be quite honest. So
I mean, and she even admitted it.
Exactly.
I mean, the fact that it drove her to that point.
Right.
You know, and then she had mentioned this moment of
the Prince of she mentioned it in the interview
with Oprah.
With Oprah.
You know, and that she had finally told Harry. And,
Mm-hmm.
but
And
the
then-
fact that they would go to that level while
Exactly.
she was pregnant, you know, they've done this playbook before.
Exactly.
They did this before with Diana.
Right.
The same type of torture, not maybe to the same level, but the fact that you're starting earlier means you're trying to wipe her out and your baby.
And the baby. They
That's
did it
how
with
the-
Diana after Diana had the 2 children, and Diana was dating Dodi Fayed.
Yes.
Dodi Fayed. Because at this point, now they could get rid of Diana.
Right.
You know, she could be out of the picture,
Which was sick.
which was sick. So everything they did to Meghan, or they continued trying to do to Meghan, they did to Diana, but after she had the 2 kids. With Meghan, they didn't want to see Harry with a child.
No.
From Meghan.
No, they wanted to keep him as the lackey and keep him going forward.
Exactly. They wanted him to date her, not marry her, don't
Right.
have any kids with her.
What do they say? Keep her as a mistress or some foolishness like that?
Yeah. Well, think of that prince in is it Monaco?
Yes.
Yes. He has several
Baby mamas?
Yeah, interracial children, which he is not, he's acknowledged them, but they're not in line for anything.
No.
He married, his last wife is Caucasian, and he has twins with her, but she's constantly trying to get rid of him because
Evil.
she knows the man is evil.
Evil begets evil.
You know, and so the plan for Meghan
Was destruction.
was this total destruction.
And, you know, they continued to still work in that environment. I'm just glad they were able to at least get away
Right,
when they went to South Africa.
Yes.
That was like at least I don't have to be on the island.
right. They went to several countries. I don't know if Meghan went to all the countries.
Right.
But when they were in South Africa, Harry left, and Meghan was able, she was on her own, but I think she was at peace. I think in Africa, like Harry said, is like, that's the place I go to, that's the place I enjoy. And I think, Meghan also had that sense of peace too, because everybody around her was loving. She didn't have the hateful people from the palaces, to help.
Yes.
This is a senior, and a royal's going to be giving you any lip. Okay, no, that ain't going to happen. No,
Right.
my watch. So, but they let it happen.
I know, but I'm glad she was away and had time to spend with him.
Exactly. And then, so part of that deal is the prince she met a lot of people.
Yes.
And that's one thing.
When Archie met the Archbishop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But she met Mrs. Mandela.
Yes.
She met a lot of people, and everyone that Harry and Meghan met loved them.
Yes.
I'm saying loved them, but enjoyed meeting these people, so they were genuine, and probably would work with her again. Because I remember Mrs. Mandela said, I would love to work on a project with you.
Yes.
So I would love to see a project with her and Mrs. Mandela in the future.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yes.
And something's probably already in the works that we don't know about yet, but
Exactly.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Exactly. One brother could pick up the phone. Which brother is that? No, come on. Which brother?
It's not Ed.
Okay. It's
Harry. Yes.
I don't even think Prince Charles can pick up the phone.
No.
And get the same response.
No,
that
because-
Harry's gonna get.
Because the dysfunction, I'm telling you.
Exactly. So part of the dysfunction here, and we're gonna send you this chart we're gonna put up. It shows what everybody was doing in the background.
Exactly.
While Harry and Meghan was working their butts off.
Yes, they were working hard for that.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the Prince of Wales, he replaced Thomas Markle at the wedding. So that leaves me.
He was doing that for PR, and you know it.
But I think that he wasn't totally bought into the Keenan.
Because he
Bullyman's
saw how
plan.
they reacted to Meghan and Harry, and he saw that as an opportunity to bridge the gap. And like, y'all can forget about all the shady stuff I used to do.
Right.
Actually, that I'm still doing, but you won't focus on it.
On that, yeah. But I think that after, Meghan at this point said, hey, we can't handle this. We would like to do something a little bit different. And Prince
Exactly.
Charles says, okay, go ahead and put it in writing and send it to me. it took him a long time. Harry kept wanting to talk to his grandmother about it. They won't let him talk to his grandmother. He kept wanting to talk to his father about it. No, send me it in writing. I mean, what kind of family is that? You can't meet and have a discussion about what I would like
grandmother.
to do. Exactly.
So, and send me in writing. I already know what you did with the letter.
Yeah.
I ain't sending you shenanigans.
And once they did,
we ain't sending you shit.
What did he do? He leaked
that shit and put him at risk.
Exactly.
Yes.
He leaked that, and you had all these negative articles about Prince Harry and Meghan and disrespecting the Queen. Putting this
that
plan,
foolishness. Yes.
all those things. And let me just say this: what I've decided is that, and we all know, whatever the British media says, just ignore.
Yes.
Because those people ignore reality on a different level.
Right.
They totally ignore reality. Even right now with what's going on with Brit exit, they're not even acknowledging to their people what's the cause of their strife.
Right.
So just totally ignore it. And the same written media and the media shows, because they're not even reporting on Prince Andrew, but they report a whole lot of negative things about Meghan. And look at the chart.
Look at the chart, but then also to find out
that they have another plan in place. After Meghan and Harry, they said, okay, no half in, half out.
Right.
I'm cutting you off. You're not going to have any salary from me anymore. You're not going to have security. And all the stupid things we did by denying you clothing allowance. All of that stuff. And you have a choice. You come back.
Yes.
You can't leave. And Harry and Meghan find a way out. Now, we have this idiot, Mike Tildale, getting drunk and going online and talking about, he didn't go online, but he said it to someone, I guess someone in the press picked it up.
Yes.
Of what he did to Harry when Harry was a teenager.
It was horrible. Why do you want to try to punch a young kid?
And try to figure out how long it is going to take security to get to him.
Well, then now, knowing that this man is at risk right now.
Exactly. And
the same stuff they did back when Charles cut him off.
Right. And now he's saying the royal family wants to do harm to Harry and his family. Wants to do harm to Harry. If you're doing harm, you want to punch Harry or whatever you do to Harry, it's going to happen to Meghan at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen to Archie, and it's going to happen to Lila.
Exactly. And that's what they want. And that's still sick. Mm-hmm. That's showing you how fucked up they are.
Right.
I'm sorry I had to go there. They're fucked up.
Yeah, well, this is not for kids. But you did something that I don't know. What'd you do once you heard the Mike Tildale story?
Oh, yeah. So I reported it to the CIA, the FBI, Scotland Yard. I didn't have an MI6 connection, but still, I mean, this ain't right.
You send it out and you tagged everybody.
I did.
I tagged Porters and Floaters and the VP and the Department of Defense. I said, wait a second, you don't want a royal getting hurt in our country, do you?
No. You don't.
But I sent all those things out, and I just did it because I'm like, I don't trust these people. Not because the wedding fiasco plan failed on them, and then the other plan failed on them. What plan you think they're putting together?
Exactly.
It's almost like they're.
They said, let's do our old playbook, and let's reissue it again.
Exactly. And it's not really, it's not necessarily saying, the royal family are going to go out and try to hurt them. Mm-hmm. But it says that a crazy deranger could go out and do something, and the royal family would be happy with it.
Exactly.
They may not reward you.
No, they'll just be all happy, like, oh, we benefit.
Exactly.
But in reality, you don't.
No. You know what's going to happen, don't you?
What's going to happen?
You and I are going to become deranged.
Oh, they don't know. They don't want to mess with that smoke. There is more than just you and I. These two pretty D's, we ready.
We know people.
Sussex squad. We global.
we know people. We don't even have to lift a finger.
No.
We know people.
We're shutting it down.
I know. Who do we know?
A lot.
We don't know anybody.
What about that cousin that was in the Marines? Let me stop. But you know what? You know, it's you know, taking all that negativity and bringing it back to the positive. Yeah. I'm so glad when the Commonwealth Day 2020 and they came out and was like, you know what? Fuck y'all.
I know. Oh, they came out in some. Oh, Meghan, I love the way Meghan says goodbye.
Oh, her goodbyes are fierce.
I know.
She hits you with
the blue. And the girl could wear that color blue. I think
that's her staple color.
You think that's the color she wore to the first date with Harry? I know Harry loves blue.
Yes. That was her staple color. But then, damn, she's killing them in red.
Killed them in red. Well, she invented red last week.
No, that was cranberry red. This was the real red. This is real red.
Yeah, when they went to the Marine. Yeah. Was this
but
it's an annual event, right? Or just Marine
the Meghan Festival.
Yes. Yes.
And where all of the Royal Marines gave them that long standing ovation. Yes. But then
the green.
How are you gonna do that?
I know. She heard us. She heard us in green. And that it was so beautiful that Harry matched her in every way, shape, and form.
Yes.
He looked awesome. And Diana wore green before. We have to find a picture of Diana in green.
I know. I think there is one out there.
Yeah.
And then here comes Meghan bringing it back. And then with a cape. Making her look like a superhero.
I know.
And then who can pull this off?
I know. Look at her face.
I know. Her face says it all, you know.
It's beautiful. Yes.
Well, you know what it says to me.
Well, if you look at her when she was on the Black and White on stage last week, her facial, the light, when the light catches her face at different angles, it's just a whole total different picture.
Yes.
A whole total different effect, you know?
And that's what she brought back.
When she wore that green and when we had...
because you know what it is.
Karen showed her looks.
Oh, you mean that stupid little hat?
Yeah. But no, that's
buttons.
Stupid. The buttons. That evil woman. She's evil.
No, but... Okay, this is the look of freedom. Freedom. I'm at peace. Yes, and then to now.
I'm at peace under a tree. No, that's me every day at peace under a tree. Is that how she said it?
Yep, but that's what we'll go with.
Yeah.
But no, she's looking good and at peace. But you know, the cracks are starting to show.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, look,
right.
Are we going to Barbados? When they have their...
we can't go right now because it's
10:04.
Oh, no. It's 11:30.
Oh, so we got to go in November.
Yes,
November 30th. We all going to Barbados.
And if we can, just have a fete in your backyard. A fete is when you have a party. It's a Trinidad word for party.
Yes.
And whatever you do in French, whatever you do in Korean, whatever you do in Italian, just have it. It's just a big party in the backyard.
Yes.
Or inside, depending on the weather. But it should be a lot of music, a lot of dancing, a lot of drinking, all of that stuff going on.
But, these clowns keep telling on themselves.
Right. Well, yeah, because look at what they're doing compared to what Harry and Meghan are doing.
Oh, I know.
Exactly.
They're going through and trying to cover up and hide money and hide and pay for a pedophile. Whereas Meghan and Harry are out here doing good for the world, trying to make sure that we can have a better place, get people vaccinated. Just all those wonderful things.
In addition to the long list of jobs and commitments that they have, they're doing this global vaccine event, trying to get everybody vaccinated. I've already signed into the application. I did all the different actions, and I'm pushing people to actually go ahead and do the same. Because the more people we have doing it, the world leaders, your leader is going to respond to it. But yeah, it's sad what's going on with the cracks. And we're not going to talk about the...
Is it sad though? Because... I remember a day ago or so, abolish the monarchy.
It was trending. It was trending in England.
The U.S.
Exactly. Ireland, Scotland,
Australia.
It was trending all over the place. And, I've never, which monarch has seen their statues pulled down while they're still here. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know who.
Who's that guy that was he in Iraq?
Oh yeah, that guy. Saddam
Hussein. He saw his statues pulled out.
Yes.
So it must be, imagine seeing that happen. It's like, okay, time for a vacation. And to have that happen to the Queen. And then not only that, to see her ancestors' statue come down. I mean, what they did to those indigenous people, those children.
Yes.
They found a new...
more grave sites.
More mass graves. And after autopsying some of them, they find out they used bullets.
That's sick.
Babies. They kill babies.
That's sick.
Right. So imagine if they'll do that. What will they do to Harry and Meghan?
Exactly.
What would they do to their own people, their own subjects, who are not white like them? Mm-hmm. Who are not the aristocracy, who are not the upper class. They are. It's something to think about. Not for me, because I don't live over there, but I just want them to. I know the plans you have in place. I want you to stop all the shenanigans, because the world is watching.
Oh yeah, and I'm just glad Harry and Meghan got out.
Exactly.
Got out before it was too late. Mm-hmm. Before something horrible would have happened.
Right.
And they got to say bye, Felicia, their way.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to the Snoop Dogg's barbecue.
Harry's invited to the barbecue. Yes.
He said you can come for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Well, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving anymore because, it was never really my holiday, and because of what the holiday is all around. But I do eat, have, make a nice big dinner or something. But I don't like the commercialization, the whole commercial thing. And
the food is good, and Harry and Meghan, they good.
Yeah, but he said if you want to hang around my crib anytime, just come with him.
I know. I bet Harry knows how to crib walk. No, I'm kidding. We won't go there. We won't go there.
I don't know if I could go to Snoop's crib.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
No, I can't go in the basement where, Snoop does his music and, lights up, but,
You'll be all right.
you just want to go.
But thank you guys
Thanks for listening.
And we just wanted to break down, because we felt like, to describe really gives some context to all of the dysfunction that's currently going on in the UK, and then how it ties back to the craziness that they were doing to Harry and Meghan.
And how they could, we can't let our guard down. I know we don't want to focus on, what's going on that island. We don't want to say anything negative about the royal family when they don't deserve it. But
okay, I'm sorry.
She's going, what? But we just don't want to, that's not our focus. Our focus is more Harry and Meghan, all the great things. But as it relates to the royal family, we're going to talk about that. And
make sure to keep you guys up to date.
And make sure to keep you guys up to date. And, we have to watch them. We have to watch what they're doing. We'll have to watch who, how they're moving. I don't want William in the United States. He comes to the United States.
They tried to put him on the cover of a magazine. And the magazine cover said no.
Really?
Vogue was like, nah, we good.
Oh, no. No. I'm talking about, I don't care what magazine he goes on. He could go on Home Depot for all I care. But
okay.
That would be fun.
I know, right? Because they don't have one.
Yeah,
but we do appreciate you guys listening in and just commenting on the Dysfunction Junction, I tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, going back was a little hard on some of the points, but glad we were able to share with you guys.
Yeah, and look at the full charts.
Yep. But for now, we'll say goodbye.